You are just one lead magnet away from generating more business than you know what to do with. Don't believe me? Well, in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how and why a single PDF can outperform your entire website and probably all of your other marketing efforts. Now, a typical company spends months polishing a website, adding new sections, rewriting headlines, and still ends up with no leads. I talk to leaders all the time who are suffering from this problem. And the reason is simple. These websites, they're not doing the basic work of sales or marketing. They're trying to speak to everyone at once. They tell a broad story, list every service, and hope that something resonates. And you cannot build a business on hope. These people, they look at their product and their website through their own eyes instead of through the eyes of the customer. And the result is just noise. Visitors leave without understanding what to do next. And I'm sure you've experienced this yourself. Like, how many times have you visited a website or a company's social media feed and thought, I have no idea what these people do? This happens every day to so many different companies. But let me tell you, a single lead magnet does the exact opposite. It focuses on one audience with one question and one useful answer. And that narrow focus is exactly why it works. And for example, I just met a business owner whose homepage said, empowering your team with passionate remote knowledge workers. And I asked him, have you ever said that sentence out loud? In conversation, somebody says, what do? Do you say empowering your team with passionate remote knowledge workers? He laughed and admitted he'd never said it in his life. And then I pointed to his call to action, which was get started. We both paused. I was like, get started with what? Empowering your team? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. And he immediately understood the problem. The website wasn't serving anyone. It was just going through the motions, following the typical template of this is what a website should look like, and this is what it should say. Next to the get started button was schedule a consultation. A consultation for what? To get empowered with passionate remote knowledge workers? On what planet do people actually do this or want this? If his audience could instead download a short ROI guide on hiring remote staff, or use a calculator to estimate savings, or read a story about a company that succeeded with remote teams, he'd start seeing real engagement. And that's the proof in practice. Clear, specific content earns attention and trust. If you have this same problem on your website, you might be worried that you have to do some sort of major overhaul to your online presence. The good news is you definitely don't need to do that. You can instead create what I call a parallel universe. Just start with a single lead magnet and build a landing page around it. If you need help with that, check out our complete guide to B2B sales content in the nav bar at edifycontent.com. We've put together a whole bunch of free videos to help you navigate how to sell to a specific technical audience and how to use the right types of content to meet your business goals. Anyway, your landing page should have one purpose: to deliver a focused piece of value that helps your buyer take a next step, like downloading a lead magnet. Then you can run a small test. You can invite a controlled audience, like through ads, email, or personal outreach, and then you just watch what happens. See who clicks, see how long they stay, how far did they scroll, did they act? Compare that to your website's performance, and you'll see the difference immediately. When you get very specific about what you're selling to a very specific audience, you're going to get results that are much more revealing than through your generic website and get started button. We have seen this time and time and time again. One highly targeted lead magnet can outperform an entire site because it concentrates intent and measures response. Now, where do you start? I always suggest begin with your highest potential offer. Choose something that people are already asking about, already searching for, and then make it remarkable, meaning you make it worth repeating. When someone sees your lead magnet, they should be able to tell a friend, hey, there's this quick tool that shows you what remote hiring actually saves. Like, maybe not tell a friend, but they might tell a coworker. And that shareability is what makes your lead magnet remarkable. And here's what that might look like in practice. You might have a headline that says, cut hiring costs without cutting capability, and a subheading that says, learn how companies lower payroll while improving coverage. You could have a call to action button that says, get the 7-page ROI guide, remote hiring math that you can verify, or an alternate button that says, try the savings calculator. It takes 90 seconds. Everything I've just mentioned is clear, grounded, and measurable. You can track downloads, calculator completions, and email replies. These are the proof points that your lead magnet is earning trust and qualifying leads better than your website ever could. Now, when I talk to business leaders and owners about this, they almost universally laugh at how much simpler this is than trying to figure out all of the issues on the website. Why? Because it's specific. It's so much easier to know what you're saying when you're specific. You can make claims about your products and services when you know exactly who you're addressing and why. You're not saying, our product will increase your company's overall productivity by 20%. You're actually saying, in this very specific use case, you can see these types of results. And you can make bold claims because you're controlling the area of effect of your claim. When you do that, you can offer actual proof that your solution works in these very specific use cases. Now, this leads me to what my friend Andrew Gould calls the fundamental 5. Number 1, proof. Show evidence that your claim is real. Number 2, clarity. Communicate without jargon so anyone can understand it quickly. Number 3, benefits. Show the tangible outcome for the reader. Number 4, research. Demonstrate your insight into how your buyers actually think, what they care about, what evidence there is that you're providing that solution. And number 5, specificity. Give the details that make your story believable. If all 5 of these things are visible, you have something strong and engaging enough to measure. Now, once people start engaging, you'll have real behavior data like scroll depth, clicks, conversions. All that stuff will show you exactly what's working. And that feedback loop becomes your evidence. Then you can finally stop throwing ideas at the wall to see what sticks. Your analytics will prove that focus wins. And we executed this strategy for a client just recently, and in the first month, they got over 30 qualified leads, while their website brought in 2 or 3. Now we're taking the lessons we learned from the parallel universe we built and implementing it more strategically on their website. So, you don't need a full redesign or a massive ad budget to fill a pipeline. You need a focused, measurable offer that serves your buyers better than your homepage ever could. Build just that one lead magnet and treat it as your testing ground. Let the data prove its value. You will see why one great lead magnet can outperform your entire website. And if you need help with that, just reach out, leave a comment, send an email, check out edifycontent.com. Whatever, we're happy to help, whether it's free or paid work. Thanks.